Hello, Joe Jacobson back here with another video, step-by-step blog building, complete business blog tutorials. The last video was actually the beginning of the whole process of getting your business online, and that was to look at getting an effective domain name, strategizing a name so that you can get fast results. So if you didn't watch that first one, definitely go back and watch it because it's really critical. I want you to have the fastest success right away before jumping in and buying a domain name and then maybe finding out that that wasn't the most effective strategic name you can get. Okay, so go watch that. But if you are ready, and you probably can go ahead and do it on your own, but if you haven't ever gotten a domain name before and registered it, go ahead and watch this video, and we're going to, again, walk you through it step by step. So the first step then is to go to your domain registrant of choice. I'm going to give the example here working with one that I use and recommend, and it's called one-to-one.com. Here's a little shortcut to it, getdomain1.com. If you go to that site, then you'll get to the right place. The reason I use this one is because they are very competitive in pricing, usually a little bit lower than some of the other big guys out there. By the way, they're pretty big too. They probably host a few million anyways, websites and domains. So another reason is because they allow you to have privacy registration, which most other companies charge you extra for. So that's kind of a nice feature there. And I do like to register mine private. And another reason is because, well, it's pretty user-friendly, pretty decent customer support, 24/7, and the back end is pretty easy to navigate when you ever have to get back in there and do things. And you will have to, as we'll show you in a couple of videos from now. Okay, so now you've got your niched domain name in mind. Let's go find it and see if it's available. So here we go, back to the browser. Okay, here we are back at 1-in-1 as the example. Here's a name, yournichedomainname.com. I'm just making that up to see if it's available in order to go through this example for you step by step. Click on the More link here to see if it's available. It's going to search the database. Sure enough, this one is available right here. Okay, and be sure it's .com. Sometimes it can trick you. You see that .co under there, and that's kind of a new extension now, but you probably want to stick with the .com for now. Click on the Continue button, and here you see in the middle of the page this 0. What this is, it's asking you how you want to set up your package and whether you want hosting. So right now you just want to, and you don't want to get hosting here, by the way. We have another place for you that we recommend that's even better. But you just want to pick this 0 right here and use this for your domain name registration. So click on the sign up. The next page, next couple pages in fact, they do try and get you to buy peripheral items that you don't really need right now. So just stay focused, scroll on down, and click on No Thanks. Now you may want to get some of the other extensions, but you don't really need to right now. You're just getting started. You might want to come back later on if your business becomes very successful and grab some of the other extensions just to protect your niche domain name. So clicking on No Thanks will take you to the next page, which by golly is another sales page. So go ahead and click on No Thanks again, and that should take us to the cart. And so from here, you're real close to checking out. Just be sure you check the name right here. Be sure it's spelled correctly. You have the .com. There's no additional names in there added in that you may have been researching. Be sure the price here is what you were expecting, and then go ahead and click on Continue. You can see this is pretty simple and straightforward, very user-friendly. If you're in the U.S. or any other country, go ahead and choose your country. Click on Continue. And then we get to the details. Now, if you're already a one-on-one customer, of course you want to use your current customer ID and password. But if not, leave it on the check mark there on No. You will have to register by putting in this information here. I'm going to go ahead and do this for you real quick. Of course, you're putting in your own information. You do need to put in correct information. I'm just going to make up some of this stuff. See if I can get away with it. For illustrative purposes, email, a phone number, let's see if it'll allow me to put in a fake phone number, okay? And then we get down to here, register your domain privately. I recommend doing that. I usually do. If you don't choose to, not to, then you don't have to. But I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And then click on Continue. Let's see if it accepts some of my fake names. Nope. Attention. You'll get this, by the way, some errors. Let's see what it's saying here. Okay, well, it did find this address right here, which it inserted for me, even though that's another incorrect one, but it sort of thinks it's smart, so it corrected it for me. Let's go ahead and see if I can click on Continue. Get past this screen. Okay, then we get to the password, and you'll notice this little pop-up here. It's looking for at least 7 characters, so I'll go ahead and put in at least 7 characters. And does want you to say, where did you hear about one-on-one? I'll just pick whatever is appropriate for you. Then click on Continue. And then we should get to the final checkout, which is where I'm going to stop actually, since I'm not going to buy a domain name at this time. But you can either use credit card or PayPal. And of course, everyone's pretty familiar with buying something online. It's very straightforward and secure, so don't worry about that. Go ahead and put in your card number, your code and expiration date. And then down here, be sure that you put the right address in for that credit card. Okay, and that's it. You'll click on Continue here. The next page that comes up should be a receipt type of page. It says thank you, and then it's going to tell you that it will email you another receipt with your appropriate information, your username, but it will not email you the password. So be sure and write down your password. And then you'll be ready to move on to the next presentation and training here, which happens to be getting your hosting, as you can see right here. We've got the domain name. We've actually brainstormed and got an effective domain name that really represents your target audience. That's absolutely the most critical beginning for you to think about. And then we got the domain name, and now we're ready to go get hosting. So that's going to be where you're going to actually host, self-host, your own real estate on the internet, your own WordPress blog. So we'll see you on the next video. This is Joe Jacobson with Step by Step Blog Building.